this is a very special moment in time, as I have invited some of my most favorite, let me say it again, my most favorite women in the whole wide world. Like these ladies that are sitting with me are the original OG, original gangsters of the OWL movement and Angel Mothers. We're 6 years old in March, and I wanted to have a conversation with them, a real conversation about what it's been like over the last 6 years being a part of the movement that God blessed us to be a part of. But before we get cracking into that conversation, we always have to roll the dice. Some lucky sister is going to get this dice rolled in a direction. And whatever word, I strategically place it like I do it. It's not really like shooting craps or anything like that because it's hella big. They're so serious. That's why I love them. They get shit done. So let's get right into it, okay? So let me think. Let me see who I want to give it to. Liz. She's our own. So how about pray? So you will share with us what that word means to you, or how do you feel, or when you see that word, what do you think? And then you could give it to someone else.
Okay, so for pray, it just pretty much means just communication with God or your higher being, just a time of devotion usually, time of thanks, a time to reach out in trouble. That's just pretty much what I think of for pray, so yeah.
That'll work. Do you pray?
I do, yes. I need to pray more, but
you know we have to pray to make it today.
Yes.
In the words of MC Hammer.
We got to pray just to make it today. I said we pray.
All right, so now you get to pick someone that you want to slide it to, and the word that they got to speak on.
Am I going to roll the dice too?
Yeah, we'll help you slide it. We had a blooper on the first show with that dice, so be careful. Where are we going? I like how she did that.
Yeah, there we go.
We're going to roll it over this way. Roll it. Who I'm giving it?
Kenny.
Kenya.
Hey, girl. Ooh, believe. Believe. That's a heavy word. It just kind of means having the courage to stand up for what you believe in, even if you're standing alone. It means loving yourself above all else, even if nobody else does. It means having people or being surrounded by people who can encourage you and lift you up, and who also believe in you as a person and the gifts that God has given you, and what you can do with those gifts when you combine them with the gifts of other people. So that's my belief.
That was good. Bravo. I feel like I want to clap like at church.
Yes.
It's a perfect segue into the conversation that we're going to have. But before we do that, Toya, Renisha, do y'all want to share? Renisha was like, no. Toya? No? Okay, so believe. Kenya, you said something that literally sparked a thought in regards to the conversation that we're going to have in believing. You guys are sitting here with me because you believed in the vision of OWL and Angel Mothers. I'm going to start on the end with you, Toya, and you're going to tell us, look at Toya, what is your role in the OWL movement? What do you do?
My role in the OWL movement, I'm actually a jack of all trades.
For real.
I do everything. A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
That is true. She does literally have her hands in a little bit of Angel Mothers, a whole lot of Junior Owls, and everything as far as the OWL movement goes. So you're right. Absolutely.
So my role is the treasurer, so the finance person. Yeah, that's just kind of
And-
about that it. You know, money,
other things
finances.
too. I'll be calling you like Liz. Liz.
Yes.
She's also the counselor.
Yeah. Yes. Conflict mediator, if you need. So, yeah. Okay, I'm done.
She's done.
So my official title is the secretary. My other title is Tay's confidant. I too do work with Junior Owls. I try to stay in the kitchen and cook the food, but they don't always let me stay there. And with Angel Moms, I just kind of show up as a support person as much as I can. I'll man the table, I'll pass out flyers, whatever you need done, as long as I don't gotta be in the front, I do it.
My role is an angel mother, but / backup for Al, backup for Kenya, backup for Tay, backup for Liz, backup for Toya. I'm just grounded everywhere, whatever I can do. So I don't actually have a role. I'm just spread across the table.
So actually, each of you, like all of you guys, like I have literally texted or called you. You seen me cry or get angry, get my feelings hurt, struggle from all different levels. Most of us, most of y'all know Ratchet Tay. So.
No, she's not. You don't tell nobody that.
So, yeah, like each of you, the roles that you play are super important. And just even having this conversation is funny because all of you guys like to be in the background, like don't put me up front. So that's why I purposely was like, I'm gonna get them to sit down at this table and share a little bit because the movement is nothing without y'all, period. You know what I mean? And so I wanted to create a platform and a space so they could see like these ladies like for 6 years straight have powered the movement that is so popping in Stockton, California. It ain't just me. Like there's other women too, but I wanted to specifically have you guys come because you've been there from day one, no matter what crazy stuff went on or what, experiences we had or in my growth spurts and, times of trouble, y'all just stuck it out. And so I wanted to make sure that I acknowledge that. So I have a really funny question, sort of, because I say when I asked you, but it's Kenya that be like, I was voluntold. So I'm gonna let Kenya go first and explain what voluntold means and, what were your thoughts when you were first asked, because I asked you.
She right, it's voluntold. One day I was at home and my phone rang and it was Tay and I'm like, oh, I ain't heard from Tay in a while. What she want? So I'm like, hello, Kenya. Oh Lord, yes, Tay. I got something for you to do. Oh, okay. So I'm starting a nonprofit and you're gonna be the secretary. I mean, you could do that, right? Or do you want to do that? So I'm like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, oh, it's gonna be easy. All I gotta do is type up notes and, make the minutes and do that. And I'm good. Next thing I know, I'm the secretary, I'm the chef, I'm the counselor, I'm the mediator. I'm her stunt double when she can't get to an event. I'm the go pick up this from Walmart so we can have food. Did I forget anything? Yeah. So, oh yeah, that and hey, watch my kids. Right, that part.
Kids love you.
Yeah, that part. So I was actually honored though that she saw something in me that I really didn't really see in myself, and she still tell me that. Like if I show you my text, she always like, "Do it, sis. Do it, sis. Do it." So I really do thank her because this 6 years has stretched me beyond. Like if I could actually grow the amount that I've stretched, I'd probably be like 20 feet tall. So yeah.
Renisha.
Oh yep.
Well, I wasn't voluntold or volunteered. I just agreed because my role as an angel mother is something that's very passionate to me, and we just will tell a little bit of the story of how I just like, yeah, let's do this. We were sitting in my living room having a conversation over some work. We won't talk about our work. 'Cause that's work. And she was like, what do you think about us starting an organization called Angel Baby Mamas? I was like, Angel Baby Mamas?
Angel Baby Mamas. She's like, I don't know about that.
Okay. But I was like, you know what? You're right. We should do that because me and her share a really, really good story in a sense. It's not a good story, but it's a good story because we made our pain into power. And I was like, you know what? When I was sitting there in my situation, I didn't have anybody. I was like, Taya, we should do that. And you know what? We're going to be great. And that's something I always share all the time. So that's my reason. And it's not voluntold. It was agreed because I knew that we needed it.
See. All right, child.
Okay, well, I don't really know if I was voluntold or agreed.
She probably was.
But I'm leaning towards voluntold because I was leaving her daughter's birthday party, and she told me that, you know, she wanted me to come out to the OWL meeting and all this and kind of join in. And so I was like, oh, okay, you know, this is going to take me out of my comfort zone a lot. But I also felt like it was a confirmation because I knew, like, I was getting on myself about needing to do more and get back into more work with the community. And I'd had people that would ask me, and I'd just be like, oh, yeah, I guess I'll do it. So it was just kind of that confirmation, like, okay, yeah, it's time. And so I'm glad, you know, that, yeah, you asked me or voluntold me. Yeah, so.
Cool.
Well, I was voluntold. in the classroom of 8 toddlers
I don't think so.
while you were planning it out in your planner. Yes,
I was her teacher's
I was voluntold.
aide.
She was my aide. Yes, she was. She was the best, and I was one of the best teachers. You know.
She is. Will go down in history
Yes.
as the best.
Yes.
What'd you think, like, when I was asked you to do that? I didn't volunteer.
When you voluntold me that's what I was going to be doing, I was like, Tay, I can't do that. I like to be in the background. I don't like to be seen. She was like, you be okay, sis? No. I just need you to just come to the meeting at my house. Okay. Then she passed out these folders with all this info. I'm like, Tay, I just told you I wanted to be in the back. But it turned out good. Something different for me. Something I'll never do. I'm still going to be in the back. But, yeah.
I think when I think about the OWL movement, I always have to go back and acknowledge my sister Nisi, because when my brother passed away, she founded the Terry Lynn McCoy Corporation, and she started it. She, like, gave us the game and the blueprint on how to become a nonprofit and to really be in the community. She activated, that thought when she started that, which is still an establishment as well. They give scholarships to graduating seniors, and then they host a back-to-school backpack event. And just being in the classroom, and then seeing the same repetitive cycle of women and mothers that look like me, us, my mom, I just felt like we need something for the women. We need something specifically that shines light in the community. I started out actually inside of the church as a small group. And my small group was popping. We rode the party buses and stuff like that. We did real. We was listening to Kirk Franklin, but we was in a party bus, getting it cracking, and it was a lot of fun. But I just felt the need to go to the streets, and I knew that I couldn't do that on my own. And I always say that I try to do things that are led by the Spirit. Like, I don't just sit on my bed and be like, hey, this is a good idea, or I should ask them to help. And now, the times when I didn't do that, it didn't go so well. And that's how I knew that I needed to stay in the will of God and really focus on what it is that He's telling me to do. And so no BS. Like, each one of y'all faces, like, literally came to me. And I knew, I was like, I need to holler at them and see if they want to go on this journey, right? And it worked. And like Renisha said, I had people say, that ain't gonna work, because that's gonna be too sad. If you start something called Angel Mothers and fill a room with moms who have lost children, that's gonna be too sad. Like, I don't think you should do that. And the first time I sat down with her and told her, she was like, no, we should. And I didn't even know that she herself was an angel mother. And so when you think about Angel Mothers started out with 7 moms in a restaurant downtown. 2 of the moms were us. And last year we had like over 60 moms, Angel Mothers, sitting in a room celebrating the fact that they were able to survive losing a child. And it's just been a unique journey, because when we thought we would only do luncheons, and then someone, probably her, because she liked to travel and get out there and do, I don't remember where that came from, but it's like, let's go on a trip. And I was like, okay. And we went on a trip. And then it just evolved into outings and different things of that nature. With the OWL movement, the women's empowerment stuff, my goal was like, we just gonna get it cracking for women. We're just gonna do really cool things that empower and inspire and involve women. And we had, it was almost like people would tell me, everything you touch turns to gold. Like, it's going so well, everything is so good. Like, we had a lot of favor. Like, seriously, we still, she was like, we still do, we do. It was just instantly, God's favor over His own vision, because He's the one that gave it to me and allowed them to come alongside. It was just cool. But the reality is, adversity always is gonna hit. Like, it's always gonna come, You're always gonna have to experience the challenges of things. And for me, because I was like, hey, it's cracking, we doing women's empowerment. Hey, girl, it's all about love, life, live, laugh, or whatever, however you say it. And then when challenges came, I was like, well, why? We're women's empowerment. Like, what is? Huh? Like, oh my God, there's a fallacy. So my next question would be to you guys, because in this space with Sweet Talk with Tay, it's gonna always be fun, organic, but also truthful and realistic. And so I wanted to ask you guys a question. When challenges came, or when we faced challenges, what made you, like, how did you stick through it? Or why did, how did you feel when at the times when we have had little bumps in the road, or, what did you think? Or how did you feel? I'll start down there. You were looking at me, Toya, so you know in the teacher world, when you're looking at, you're going to get picked. You guys look like this.
Even when you look around, they still pick you. I don't know. When there's a bump in the road, I just bump over and keep going.
I know that's right. Boop, boop.
There's no need to dwell on what's going on. I'm just going to keep it pushing.
That's right.
You got to, because if you stick to the problem, it's going to make it worse. You got to move past that. Let that stay back there. We doing bigger and better things. We ain't got time to worry about it.
Blue, blue. On the count of 3, we should just all go blue, blue. Right. 1, 2, 3. Blue, blue. I'm sorry.
I guess I just try to remember to be patient, try to remain humble. It's not about me, because with a lot of the work we can get so take it personally or reactions, take those to heart. And so just trying to remember not to, just, take things so personally, just get out of my feelings on some things and just keep pushing towards our vision and our goal, and that usually works out. So, yeah.
Well, with me and challenges, it was a little bit different because I know everybody thinks I'm like loud and crazy, but I'm really not. I tend to keep to myself a lot, and I'm a watcher. So I see everything, like everything, and I read people really, really well. So a lot of times, some of the things we had, Tay would call me and say, "Girl, let me tell you." And I'm like, "Tay, I already knew." And she'd be like, "Who told you?" Nobody told me. I just been paying attention and I've been watching. And so I know, because God has given me that gift of discernment to know, to not only to protect myself, but to protect my sisters. And so she and I, we would always talk it out. And I remember the first challenge when we lost a member, Tay had called me and I was at work, and I said, "Let me step outside." This fool gonna say, "Sis, can I just say it how it is?" I said, "Go ahead, Tay." She was like, "Shit got real." And I was like, "Oh yeah." I called Toya next. I said, "Toya, Tay mad because she cussing." And Toya's like, "What? Tay cussing?" I said, "Yeah, Tay cussing." And so,
We got a couple of
so that's how we kind of get through our moments. We kind of like, we'll call each other within. We never publicize what's going on with us. So the drama that's behind the scenes, we never show that to people. We always keep a united front, and we deal with that behind the scenes. I mean, of course, you probably notice when you see it, like, "Hey, so-and-so is missing." But you'll never know why they're missing, because we don't get down like that. We're not them type of females. Be classy. And we silly, but for the most part, that's really how we do it. We're very internal. We don't do external. We do have mentors like Mama and a couple other people that we talk to make sure that we're making the right decision. And then at the end, once we make our decisions as a united front, we just kind of like Toya said, bloop bloop, we keep on going.
Well, I only have one thing. I just pray
That too.
through everything. I mean, I get obstacles every single day. Like, this is just like life to me. It's a part of my life. My life always has obstacles and different adversities. And so because this is a part of my life and I pray through everything else, I just pray. And it works.
Prayer changes things.
When she said pray, it made me think about, like, even right now, like the line that we have, you can call into. A couple of us are doing a 40-day fast, and it starts in the morning at 6:15. We call in the line and pray. And we used to have prayer in the park. It's just, that's always the core of what we do. We pray before meetings, we pray before parties. We always pray, we pray. Even if it's a conference call meeting, we always pray in and pray out. And I think that has also been the glue to kind of hold us together. I sometimes there have been times where I was like, this is a lot, you know what I mean? We have done so many, like this year is the 5th annual Pink Social, the 4th annual I Am Rally, year 3 of Junior Owls, the 6th annual Angel Mothers Luncheon. We did the Women's March this year, Lord. We did so many things. We did Ladies First. We're doing a women's conference. This is the 2nd year for Ladies First. And I think sometimes it's easy when you're like on the rat wheel to really forget why you do the things that you do. And for me, it was hard when adversity hit because I thought this was birthed out of pain. Like, we literally doing this because of a loss that we had, me losing a child and then losing a brother, and then wanting to do something with those emotions to create something great and amazing. And so I used to struggle. Like, I used to tell DeMarco, like, I was sitting on the edge of the bed or crying or going through it and saying, man, like, this was created out of pain. You know what I mean? Like, it's not easy. We make it look easy, you know what I mean? Because class and, you know, high morale, dignity, that's like a standard that I think that we've set the bar for. But when the reality is, it was birthed out of pain. Like Toya said, I sat in that classroom as her aide. If I wouldn't have been in the classroom with her, I probably wouldn't have made it. She played an important role at that time because the classroom, I could look out the window and see the cemetery where my child and my brother are like feet away, buried. And I would sit in that classroom literally in my journal and just write out the vision and bounce stuff off her crazy stuff while she was over there twerking with the kids, because she's a twerking teacher. And and it literally was birthed out of pain. And then just thinking about the levels, I remember one time Kenya told me I was at church, you know, because I think we used to have meetings at church before Bible study or something. And I was sitting on the floor. I don't know why I was sitting on the floor. And she came over, and one of our other previous members, they were like, Tay, we need to talk to you. And I was like, what I do? What you want to talk to me about? You're too soft.
Oh, it was Tisha.
Yeah, she's like, you're too soft. And I'm like, what do you mean? You're too nice. You're too soft. You need to be more aggressive and more assertive. And I was just like, what? What do you mean? And then, you know, Tay, you need to answer your phone, or you need to respond to text messages. I still struggle with that a little, but I'm better.
Yes.
But if it wasn't for them, you know, and even just like everyday life, like Renisha forcing me to cook Thanksgiving dinner and saying I need to cook every day like regular people. I'm getting better. It came, you know, from them, you know, speaking over my life and really empowering me to literally cook a turkey for the first time. You know what I mean? Yeah, stuff like that. You know what I mean? And then one thing that I super admire about Liz is, and all of us, because Liz's daughter is my goddaughter, everything that we do, she always brings her. She's always there. All of our kids is always there. They're embedded into the vision. You know, so it's impacting their lives at a young age as well and showing them what, you know, what that looks like to be a part of a community, which is how I was raised. And so it's bigger than that. Like, it's bigger than even sometimes what I think we imagined as original members, you know. It's crazy, you know what I mean? So I wanted to talk about that.